This is a rough engagement here. Thermy's got to pull off the third base. Yeah, Tank's going to get a couple shots off on the SCVs. Only 2 SCVs going down. That would be nicely timed pull from Thermy. But he's paying the price now. This is the result of him losing his army earlier. He simply can't engage. Now, the Viking count for Thermy, I believe, slightly ahead. No, sorry, slightly behind, 6 to 7. But he should have defender's advantage, so his Vikings will get onto the scene of the crime a little bit more quickly than Soul's will. He should be able to defend. +1/+1 finished up for both players, or finishing up for both players here. +1, pardon me, shield, combat shields coming down as well. We got stim on both sides. No medevacs for either player yet. Ravens are here. The auto turrets forcing an unsiege from those tanks. Some good initial Viking shots there. Euthermal losing those Vikings early. That's not what you want. Soul's Vikings very low, though. Pretty low on health. No SCVs to repair them, of course. Vikings just going to land to take out one tank. Second tank not going to go. The Vikings are going to lift back up. That doesn't mean... Oh, my God. All the Vikings go down, though. From Soul, he loses an awful lot. 11 SCVs go down in the Viking harass on the other side of the map. A couple more Vikings will fight, or will die for the cause, though. 3 Vikings for 13 SCVs. Probably worth it. 4 Vikings for 13 SCVs. Probably worth it. Gonna go back in. Meanwhile, Soul continuing to pressure Thermy on the other side of the map here. This is a knockdown, drag out. We're not even 10 minutes in yet, and both players are already getting mowed down by their opponents. More Marines coming in one by one, but they're lambs to the cosmic slaughter here as the Vikings are just gunning down at target practice in Soul's main. Meanwhile, Thermy has pushed this away. He's relanded his third base, by the way. He is mining back at about the right ratio, so he's got more mining than Soul out, and with 60 workers to 53, Euthermal's Viking counter harass was the ticket he needed to get back in this game. Soul continuing with this push, but the teeth are sort of gone from this push. There's no bio here from Soul, so if Thermy would be able to get on top of these tanks, he'd do a pretty good job. Soul, yeah, relying on these Vikings, Ravens, and scans for high ground vision. Fascinating. Fascinating. Armory about to finish up for Soul, who's +1/+1 finishes up. Thermy on +1/1 as well, but no Armory for Thermy. So Soul slightly ahead there, but like we said, with no bio in this push, it's all siege tank all the time from Soul. And the bio from Euthermal is going to take a slightly better engagement there if there's no Marines and an SCV there taking out the tank. And here's the rest of the bio from Soul. We wondered where it was. We knew where it was. It's coming. Soul from Cascade Gaming wins game number... What is that? Game number 6. Time to get this Colossus out, to get a couple more rounds of Warpins in, and to allow these shield batteries to finish so that when the attack finally comes from Clem, it is at least partially mitigated by everything that Skillous has on the field. He's done a nice job so far of slowing Clem down, and Clem is going to be ready to engage, but it's a much more favorable battle now for Skillous than it would have been before. Tank sieging up at a very safe location, can't fire on the Nexus from there, so he just has to drive back the units here. Nice interference matrix onto the Colossus. The Colossus probably should go down here. Clem's going to wait to focus fire it, though. He knows he can focus fire down all the gateway units first and then get the Colossus a little bit later. A second interference matrix as well. Beautifully timed by Clem. There goes the Colossus, and the army supply of skill is just nothing. This little Clem push is always terrifying, you guys, and Clem just did a beautiful, beautiful job. Beautiful job. Second Colossus is out. And the third base is down. I mean, this push from Clem, not intended to end the game, but it's doing practically that. Oh, Senti Corette, sorry for timing you out for the, for linking the message. It's okay. That was the mod, the auto mod, not me. Don't post links in chat, I guess. Sorry, guys. All right, good force fields there. Going to force a pickup and a liftoff from Clem, but he's not leaving yet. He's not going anywhere. He's got a siege tank. He's got a Raven still. It's getting closer and closer to another interference matrix. He's about 25 seconds away. 20 seconds away from another interference matrix. 2 Colossus out now with the extended thermal lance, but they're going on the tanks, not the bio. And with no shots off on the bio, it's just, you know, it's just not enough. And to no one's surprise, Team Liquid's Clem grabs game number 7. Taking out Skillous. Oh, hey, that's the wrong thing. Sorry. Boop, that one. Of the Race Your Edge Royal Grand Championships. Good tank spread here from Soul. He's going to set up these Liberators here. The army's just going to go ahead and move in. Euthermal with a lot of interference matrices, though. Look at this. 4 interference matrices go down. The Vikings going to do what they can, taking out the Ravens first and foremost. Nice dodge on the anti-armor missile there. The Viking v Viking count is insane. 7 Vikings to a ton here. 9, 8. The Viking war going to be won by Soul, but the tank war on the ground going to be won by Euthermal. Let's see if these tanks and Thors can help finish off this game for Euthermal. I think they can. Almost all of the army for Soul right now is in these Vikings. Almost nothing else for him. He's got 7 Vikings, 1 Liberator, 3 Marauders. He's absolutely going to lose this Planetary Fortress. The 4th base going to go down here. The 5th base going to be under duress quite soon. Soul, Euthermal sieging up here outside of Soul's 4th base, going into the 5th base now. It is a planetary, of course, so he can't just do like a Blue Flame Hellion run by and hope to end everything. Gotta be forced to siege up these tanks on the other side here, draw the Planetary Fortress fire away from the tanks onto these Hellions. Big repair going down for Soul. I'm just not sure if it's going to be enough. He's going to try and repair with the rest of these. Here it is. These tanks need to focus fire onto the SCVs, not necessarily on the planetary itself. The SCV count going to continue to fall. Here we go. The Liberators have pulled back. Looks like Euthermal's only got a couple tanks outside the 3rd base now. The 5th base does go down. Liberators get a couple shots off, but the Thors, of course, able to get underneath these Liberators. One goes down. Second one might fall as well. No, still barely alive. Vikings going to try and land on top of these siege tanks. Liberators pushing back what they can here. Soul controlling his army really well, despite losing a bunch earlier on. Liberators on top of the siege tank. Last Liberator goes down here. Thor's focusing on the libs so the tanks can stay alive, but that just means that the Bio Army is able to get in here and get up the tanks from Euthermal. Euthermal doing a fairly good job at resetting the base count from Soul. He's back down to 3, of course. He's got 4 and 5 down on the ground right now. But Euthermal has 4 and 5 up and running. Euthermal experiencing no difference in his income at all. So Euthermal able to take advantage of some pretty good play there. A big aggressive attack. Doesn't end the game here because, of course, Soul has had enough time to build the rest of these orbital commands behind this. And he's done a good job of staying alive. Ooh, nice little Blue Flame Hellion run by here. Soul does not pull those SCVs out. And wow, Euthermal just gets out of there right away. Nice. They done. 4 SCVs go down. Here's the real problem. Euthermal at 6 Thors. This is one of those, I'm just going to say thorny problems. One of these difficult problems that you run into when you're playing against a Terran player. One of those questions that you see, it's like back in the days of early Legacy of the Void, where people would say, Broodlord Infestor is unbeatable. You just can't beat it. How do you beat an army with Broodlord Infestor? And the answer always infuriatingly was, don't let them get there in the first place. Once you're up to 20 Infestors, remember when Infested Terrans were a thing? They'll chuck 500 Infested Terrans at you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just can't fight that. With Thors on the ground, it's sort of a similar argument. Once your opponent is on 50 Thors, how do you even begin to engage in that? Hellbat's eating a lot of fire here, but they're going to clear out almost all the Bio Army, getting roasty toasted alive. That gives the Thors in the background plenty of play to pick off the Liberators, to pick off the Vikings, to finish off the Medivacs, and now Euthermal has a really holistic army. Look at the army tab here. He's got Thors, he's got Hellbats, he's got Vikings, he's got tanks, he's got a little bit of everything here. And now Soul is going to be forced to evacuate. Euthermal doing a really nice job of taking control of that last fight. Soul is going to lose this 4th base. And Euthermal has not won the game yet, but he finds himself in a pretty strong position ahead on workers. Good army supply advantage, and he's working on +3/+3. Soul, of course, does not have a planetary fortress here at the high ground, which means it's only going to take a small strike force to get in here, clear out the couple Hellbat, the couple Marauders that are defending it, rather, and get in and destroy this. These poor SCVs have got nowhere to go. They're not going to be able to keep mining, and I don't believe it. Soul is going to lose everything here. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 SCVs going to go down, as is the 5th base. Soul's still on 3, Thermy's still on 5. Soul's going to try and clear these tanks out, but the Thors in the background going to add a bunch of damage here. Vikings clearing out Liberators left and right, and of course now the Thors can turn those anti-air guns. And that's it. Soul, GG's out, and ladies and gentlemen, your champions in the StarCraft 2 Raise Your Edge Royal are Team Liquid, Clem, Euthermal, and Mana.
I got goals to chase, I got roads to pave. Not yet where I wanna be, but I got close today. I went ghost today, I got least to say. I be focused on these dreams like I didn't sleep today.